Hey guys, Editor John here. Real quick before the start of the video, I just wanted to mention that footage for this video was really hard to find in high quality, so I ended up going to YouTube, and any YouTube videos that I did end up using for footage are going to be down in the link in the description, so be sure to go check the original works out. That way no one gets mad. Okay, have fun. One of the more essential Christmas movies to arrive within the last 30 years, The Santa Claus holds the distinction of actually being so successful it became a trilogy. A decade later, but we'll get to the sequels another time. Being a childhood favorite of mine, I was excited to revisit this film and experience the nostalgia associated with its contents. And oh boy, this movie did not age well. So I'm gonna go off the assumption that you've seen this movie at this point. So I'm just not going to waste time with a deep dive into the plot. I'm just going to go ahead and attack the individual points where I see fit. Okay, nitpicky personal issue number 1. I dislike that Neil being a psychiatrist is made fun of in this movie because it's seen as being too weak or not masculine. Look, I get it's a product of the time, but I found it really jarring that they used it so much as a comedic crutch, and it's also Neil's entire character. Nitpick number 2, Scott Calvin is an asshole, and this isn't one of those Christmas movies that redeemed the main character thing, because Scott doesn't change. Everyone else has to change, not really Scott, who gets to remain an asshole throughout the entire series, if we're being honest. Nitpick number 3, going back to Neil, he's vilified for telling Charlie that there is no Santa Claus, which in any world but this one he would be right about. And he's bringing up legitimate concerns about Scott and the well-being of Charlie. 4, and this is a big one, if there actually is a Santa Claus in this world, then how the fuck is it not just common knowledge? Like, do parents not know where the toys came from, or do they just think that the other parent got it for their kids? If we take into account that Santa definitely exists, then why wasn't the movie about Scott becoming the next Santa Claus and the pressure of doing it correctly? It could have been like the Kung Fu Panda story of the chosen one, who people don't think can make it, and then they have to overcome trials and obstacles and train in order to succeed. I mean, I think that sounds fucking sick, and way more interesting than a boring-ass divorced child custody narrative that we had already seen 9,000 times, but now with Tim Allen tacked on. And it's not like he's even Santa for that long, or if he even does anything Santa-like besides eating cookies and delivering presents. We don't actually see him worry about the big day-to-day operations of the North Pole, and it seems like the only fucking reason that the elves don't deliver gifts themselves is because they don't want to? Like, why even have a Santa in the first place? It's not like there's a big ceremony for him being the new one anyways. Like, these fuckers didn't even care that the man they worked for, presumably for years, fucking died. Look, I don't need Tolkien levels of backstory in my 90s Christmas movies, but come the fuck on, dude. If you want an audience to be invested in your movie that takes place in a world that's like ours, but with a change, fucking Santa Claus existing, then why not flesh that out? I'm sure popular culture would be different, the holidays would be celebrated differently, fucking licensing would be different for Coke and shit. Like, come on, dude, you can't just say, oh, it's our world but with a space-time continuing warping demigod and expect nothing else to have changed. Dude, like, fucking Bright put more work into its world, and that movie was Bright. Look, as it stands, the movie was fine, and you can definitely see why a franchise was made. But this had the potential of being a genuinely interesting sci-fi movie, instead of just a, oh yeah, we watched this because Tim Allen wasn't as openly racist back then. Like, you can have this as part of your essential viewing for Christmas or the holidays or whatever the fuck you celebrate, that's fine. I'm just saying, it has such an interesting premise that they do absolutely fucking nothing with, and that is really fucking disturbing, dude. And we haven't even gotten to the terrible second one, which, oh boy, just wait for tomorrow. That's not gonna be fun.